Let's talk about Shea Couleé. So Shea Couleé, who didn't come here to play, she came to slay, is finally breaking her silence in regard to this whole drama surrounding her and the fact that her three drag daughters, she had a falling out with them. And it took me a while to want to get around to this because I was relatively confused as to what the heck was going on in regards to this whole situation. But now that Shay has finally broken her silence, I feel like that I can come out and speak more on it. And if I miss anything in regards to the whole story, what may have been the kickoff, y'all could definitely let me know what the tea is. But I'm just going off of basically what Shea Coulee said and basically what she said and what I took from what she said. So RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars 5 winner, Shea Coulee, has broken her silence on the departure of her three drag daughters, Kenzie Coulee, Bambi Banks Coulee, and Chloe Coulee, who are now respectively named Kenzie the Dragon, Bambi Banks, and Chloe Park. Monet Exchange, who competed with Shea in the All Winners season of RuPaul's Drag Race All Star 7, asked Shea if she wanted to comment on her drag daughter's departure from Maison Coulee. Now, she said, I want to say this on camera. This is what Monet prefaced. What I know of Shea Coulee, we've been friends for at least 5, 6 years now. I know you to be a generous, kind, and supportive person. I've never been your drag daughter. I've never lived in Chicago. But this is my first perspective on how I've seen you interact with our other sisters and how I've seen you be and get on with the world. So to seeing people come out and saying that you are a narcissist, you're doing all these things, that's just not the Shea Coulee that I know. Now, Shay started by saying this. She said, excuse me, I have to learn to be at peace with the fact that you can have relationships with people, you can spend time with them, create memories, and have a very specific experience with them. And they can be exiting, and they can be existing in a completely different reality than the one that you're in. One thing I do want to clear up and make perfectly clear, they did not drop the name dropped them. For me, it really just got to a point where I felt like the dynamics were not just they weren't positive. They weren't affirming, I didn't feel safe, I didn't feel lovely. And I really truly from the bottom of my heart all I wanted to do was help the girls and be somebody that could be a mentor for them. Now, she also went on to say that she didn't have a drag mother. She didn't have somebody in her corner prior to Drag Race. She was just, pouring into her and helping her be a better version of herself, which a lot of people luckily have been to be a part of a house where they do that. Me personally, like I told y'all yesterday in a previous story, I never had the ability to be a part of a house, even though I hung out with a lot of the ballroom girls and this, that, and the other, but I never was a part of a house. I basically was mentored or taken up under the wing of older gay black men and other men as well, outside of that, white men, whatever the case was, took me up under the wing and taught me the ways of what it is like to be a homosexual man, especially of color, and trying to survive in New York. So that's how I learned how to survive in being a homosexual in the concrete jungle of New York. I totally understand when somebody was like, you know what, I never had the ability to have somebody take me under their wing, but I wanted to be that mentor for them. And what she was saying was that when they was out here talking about that she was sort of she was seen as a narcissist or whatever the case was. She said that she believes that she gonna say the quiet part out loud and why she believes that why they dropped her and said all these things. And basically what she was saying is that it had to they what was coming across was that she felt that they were using her because of her access to Drag Race. The fact that she competed on Drag Race twice, didn't win. She was a runner up. Well, no, she wasn't a runner up. She actually um lost the first round. Because remember, that child, we don't want to bring it up. That one when she went up against Sasha Velour, that was iconic. And that was something that I know that killed her in that moment. And we've seen how that all played out in future, like in the season. And I think, wasn't it all winners when all that went down? And it was like when she finally, when she finally won her season of All Stars. So she said that I had a conversation with one of our drag sisters because she was friends with them prior to getting on the show. And she was like, They had painted a very specific picture of you to me. And I was like, "Oh, really?" And she was like, "But then I got to know you. You were not what they said. I really do feel that they expected that because they had your name, that it would be a fast track to them to get on Drag Race." For context, throughout 17 flagship season Drag Race, Kenzie the Drag. Well, we already know that. First of all, Kenzie, Chloe, and Bambi have not been on the show, so we don't. I mean, I guess unless you don't watch RuPaul's Drag Race, you wouldn't know that. But yeah, I ain't never heard them names and all that other good stuff. But so basically what they were saying is like, yeah, you basically wanted to be my drag daughters because y'all wanted to use my name and the clout as a way to get on Drag Race, which we have seen that play out in the past, that so many of the girls have, because of their association with certain Drag Race girls, that has ushered them away in to getting on RuPaul's Drag Race. Does not necessarily mean that a lot of them working that way. Where it's like, oh, well, because so you're the drag child of this one and that one and whatever or whoever. So yeah, let's just put you in. You don't have to do all the work that was required in the audition process. Like you need to go in. We're just gonna give you. We're just gonna roll out the red carpet and just let you through the door without a ticket. So they said she went on to say. So when it didn't happen for them, they began to resent me. And I really do think that is true. I auditioned 5 times. It took me a long time, and I would try to give them advice on how I felt that they could improve on their audition process and things like that, but I don't know where we went left to where what I was trying to provide as critique was viewed as criticism. I was just trying to, help a girl out. Like, I've been through this. I want you, to do well. I want you to succeed. And my thing is, if I had Monet Exchange or any or Shea Couleé or any of the Drag Race girls as a mentor, and I'm trying to get on anything, rather whether it's RuPaul's Drag Race, Dragula, or Miss Continental. If I was trying to get in any of them competitions, and I know that I know somebody who's been through what they, been through the trenches of getting in those type of shows that I have a dream of trying to get on, I'm going to listen to them. I'm going to listen and be like, okay, so what did you have to do? And like, give me some pointers. Let me know what I got to do to make my audition tape better. But I noticed with a lot of this new generation, y'all take criticism. Y'all can't take a good damn critique. Y'all be out here thinking that maybe I gotta kiss your ass. And it's like, no, that's not, the world don't owe you anything. That's not how the world works. Like, if you really about that life, you really want to be a better queen or whatever the case is, if this is something you really want to do and not just jumping in it because you thinking Drag Race is going to catapult you to the success you only beyond like local bar drag or whatever the case is, like you really need to put in the work if that's what you want to do, if you want to elevate to that next thing. But what you're not going to do is sit up out here and try to use my name as like your little meal ticket, because it goes to show that, was our relationship really authentic? Like when I decided to take y'all under my wing to make you my children, and this is me going based off of what Shea is saying in this interview and me analyzing it. If I'm taking you under my wing, I'm expecting like you really want me to come in because I am at around the age of, you know, Shay is what, probably 40 or in her 40s. So when you've been there, done that water teacher, and you've been around the world and you would think that, okay, now I'm at a point in my life where I want to pass down the knowledge to the next generation. So that way, when I had to actually learn the hard way certain things, because I didn't have that support, I don't want you to have to go through the same things that I had to go through. I want to make your transition into the same space that I went in, that I went through. I want to make that walk through a lot easier for you. And that's what you think when you're an elder, that you want to do for the people that you want to pass down the knowledge. Do you really want it? I was thinking of Janet Jackson because of the knowledge. So um it's unfortunate when things like this happens. But anyway, let me finish up with all this other stuff. So, and I had to fix a glitch in the matrix because they all did a little misspelling over there on out. So Monet asked, "Is it beyond repair?" Because they didn't say beyond repair. They didn't put beyond. They put another word. So Monet asked, "Is it beyond repair?" She said, "Oh, it is. Yeah. There's no going back." And here's the thing: I wish them well. Like, I really do. I don't bear any ill will towards them. It was really hurtful to see the things that they were saying about me online, to be called a narcissist and a bitch in psychosis, you know? And because I do go to therapy, we process that. We learned I have set them free to go on and be able to forge their own paths. So sometimes, like, okay, well, if you don't need my advice, if you don't need me to come out here and give you whatever it is that you need, then you know what? I set you free. Go out into the world and you figure it out on your own. But it's kind of crazy that, yeah, when you have one person and it's like all three of your children is like, okay, they all have this narrative of you. So I guess at this point it's like their word against, it's Shay's word, her three former daughters' word, and somewhere in the middle is the truth. But if people saying like, yeah, this is not like, how is that this person that they're saying that this is how you are? No one's witnessed this. But then again, there are people that show one side of them to one particular group of people, and it could be completely different in other situations. We've seen that happen before. But I want to take Shay's word on this because she gave her side of the story. And I guess some people are like, well, she has the platform. And it's like, yeah, because she is a girl from a very popular drag queen coming out of Chicago, and she's had that career. So she's of course going to get a platform where she can go beyond social media and really sit down and have an interview with someone from Drag Race who has their own podcast and tell their side of the story. So it's unfortunate, this whole situation, but I just hope that it doesn't deter people like Shay and others like in her position to want to mentor other drag queens who really want the mentorship and is not out here with some sort of agenda. So I say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story regarding the Shea Couleé breaking her silence and spilling tea on what transpired with her, falling out with her three drag daughters? So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments down below.